All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, bro.
That was a joke.
You just lost the bet.
Wait, we put money on that?
So I just bet Jake here. He said I'm going to do the longest intro ever. Watch, it's going to take 20 minutes. I said, if you can do an intro for 20 minutes long, I owe you a Z Classic. It's like 20 seconds.
I missed that part.
Okay. All right, guys. Is that big enough? Because I think it's not that side. Can you take a look at that? All right. Hold on real quick. Okay. So this is the first time that I've had to broadcast in person, guys, and live stream right here in front of the webcam here. So hello out there, guys, everybody that's listening in. Is the live stream working?
Yes.
Huh? Yes. Good? Okay, all right. All right, guys, want to welcome everyone to the first official Bitcoin private conference here, guys, in Austin, Texas. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, my name is Tai Zen, in case you're new to cryptocurrency, right? First of all, guys, before we start, guys, you guys see me sweating up here, okay? It's because we have been running at 100 miles an hour. You guys may not have seen it, okay? But before we start, guys, I really, really need to thank the people who just made this happen in the last, 4 hours that was in here setting up this whole thing, guys, okay? So first of all, Jake. Everybody give him a hand, guys. Thanks, Jake, right? And then there's these other people that I'm going to just name them out real quick, and then we'll just applaud for them all at once. Adib over here, Texas Miner, and then we got Kirk over there from Touch Titans, and this whole row here from New York. You guys don't realize this, but this whole room here, guys, was filled with another party in here, and they were having some kind of, I think, Christian a pro-life group. And these New York guys came in here, and I told them we need this room, and they just came in here and just ran everybody out. I'm like, hey, man, be gentle, man. We're in Texas, man. And they're like, don't worry, man. We'll clear it out. And they cleared it out and helped us set all this up. So thanks to you guys a lot for flying in from New York to join this first Bitcoin private conference, right? And then the rest of my team back there, Regan, thanks, Regan, Denny, David, Eric, and then Mariah out there. She did a great job of signing everyone in, guys. And then back there also. And then, so give them a hand, guys, you know. Yeah. So the other person that we all need to thank is this gentleman right here. Raise your hand, Rhett. Yeah. Yeah, stand up. You got to do one of these, man. You got to do one of these. So without Rhett Creighton here, the founder of Bitcoin Private, Z Classic, and all that, you know, we all wouldn't be here. And these guys wouldn't be flying down from New York. Hey, how many of you guys flew in from outside of Austin to be here, from outside of state? Look around, guys. Look around, Rhett. Man, that's huge. That's huge, all right? So thanks for coming down, guys. Thanks for supporting Rhett, you know. Thanks for supporting Jake, our team, and Bitcoin Private, and everything, okay? So let's go ahead and... So what we're going to do here is I'm going to go and go over some of the Bitcoin stuff real quick, just basic stuff for the folks that are new to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, right? One of the things that I always do, I keep forgetting the webcam is right here. One of the things that I always do, guys, is that when I come to a conference like this, I always want to know who's the guy up at the front talking, running his mouth, okay? So just real quick, guys. Before I get started, quick disclosure that our lawyers want us to do. It just says that whatever you hear me talk about, I'm invested into it. So that's full disclosure. So there's obviously, if we help put this event together, Bitcoin Private, it's obvious we're invested in it, okay? So here's another disclosure saying that there could be a direct conflict of interest because we're talking about something that we are invested in, okay? All right, some quick house rules here, guys, for computer security reasons, all right? House rule number 1. This is hey, I forgot to update. This is a conference, not a trading or investing conference. Do not ask for financial advice from me or anyone here. Do not ask any speaker here for buy, sell, or hold advice, all right? And also, do not send any Bitcoins or cryptocurrencies to anyone here. No one, okay? If anyone from my staff or from Jake or anybody here asks you to send a Z Classic or anything, Bitcoins or cryptocurrencies, do not do that, okay? Do not show your cryptocurrency wallet to anyone here. Do not show your Blockfolio. Do not show anything to anybody else here, please, okay? They might rob you out in the parking lot or something. I don't know. But do not ask anyone here to help you with your cryptocurrency wallet either. Don't be sitting there going, hey, I'm trying to download the Z Classic wallet. Can you help me so I can send the Z Classic here? More than likely, they'll probably, here, try send it to this address first, see if it works. Do not do that, okay? Let's test it here first, okay? Please do not do that, all right? Okay, so there's 5 reasons why you should listen to us here. And I'm not one of those Asian guys that's good in math, science, or technical stuff. That's what Rhett is here for, guys. Right, so there's only 5 reasons up there, and there's only 4. It's okay. We make mistakes, all right? So, all right, reason number 1 is that we have the first and oldest cryptocurrency investing channel that we know of, okay? It's like 25,000 subscribers. We started back like 4.5, 5 years ago. We started talking about Bitcoins, cryptocurrencies, and all that good stuff, right? Reason number 2, we made a bunch of documented calls on our Twitter, on our channel, and everything that shows that, you know, we have some clue of what we're doing, right, with all the before and afters right here. Also, Tizen's most respectful man in crypto. I didn't say that. Bitcoin Meister said that, and then Omar said that also. I don't know why he said that while he was in bed, but I'm going to have to ask him that next time, you know. So it makes me nervous sometimes, man. You know, when people are other guys, you know, are making Bitcoin videos about me while they're in bed, you know. So, reason number 4 why you should listen to us is because people trust us to alert them about scam coins. I talked about OneCoin back in, if you can see at the bottom right there, where the red arrow's at, on May 17th, 2016. And then it wasn't until like 5 months later before the the Financial Conduct Authority in Europe, you know, announced that you shouldn't be messing with OneCoin. So if they would have just followed our channel, they could have been way ahead of the game, right? Look at that face I got on that thumbnail, man. All right, I was also voted the top 13 and the top 100 most influential people in cryptocurrency, right? So there it is, reason number 5. So that's just a little bit about my background so that you guys know who I am from up here. But let's go ahead and dive into what is Bitcoin, guys, right? So on the left right there, oh, by the way, I have to give credit to Robert Palatnik, the chief technology architect at the DTCC. In case you guys don't know who DTCC is, they're the largest stock clearing company in America. So all the stocks that we trade in the stock market, it goes through them. So if you talk about centralized, that's like heavily centralized, right? So this is one of the best slides I've seen anyone make, where it really illustrates the unique nature of Bitcoin, right? In the past, we have a ledger of financial transactions, and as you guys can see in the left picture there, under centralized, there's one focal point in the center, and all the people, the users around it are connected to it. And what happens there is that one person is in control of all the financial transactions that's going on. And the next evolution is where it's decentralized, where now you have multiple of these groups that are connected together, but still there's one centralized area that's controlling the data, and they share it with other. So that would be an example of like if I use Chase Bank, and then someone else is using Wells Fargo, and someone else is using HSBC Bank. So each one of those could represent each one of those networks, and then they connect together. But still, the users on the outside still have to get permission to be able to use that network, right? And now we have evolved to the point where we have these financial ledgers now where it's distributed in the last column there, where everyone is connected to each other, and anyone can set up their own node and connect to another node without anyone's permission, okay? So in the world of cryptocurrencies, there's like 1,500 cryptocurrencies out there according to CoinMarketCap. But according to the CEO of Binance, I saw a video of him recently where he said that there may be 1,500 cryptocurrencies listed on CoinMarketCap. However, he says that there's like 5,000 applications to get cryptocurrencies listed on the Binance exchange. So apparently, there's more that's out there that we are not aware of, and CoinMarketCap only shows the ones that we see that are listed on the exchanges, right? So in the world of cryptocurrencies, we have on our team and on our channel, cryptocurrency.market, what we do is we split up all the cryptocurrencies into what we call buckets, okay? So in the currency bucket, you would have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dogecoin, Tether, and all the baby Bitcoins would fall under that bucket, okay? And then another example would be like the distributed computing bucket, where you have cryptocurrencies such as Filecoin, MadeSafe, Golem, Storage, Sia, Gladius, things like that. I made a mistake when I was trying to update the slides. I thought that the little Gladius logo was transparent, and then I went and put it on there, and it covered up the rest, so I had to put it on the side. And then we got the privacy coin bucket, where we have things such as Zcash, Navcoin, Pivx, Monero, Komodo, Bullberry, Particle, and then when Bitcoin Private comes out, it'll go into that bucket as well, because it's considered to be in the privacy coin family, right? And then it can also fall in the currency too, but it's more focused on privacy, so we'll put it in that bucket, right? Now, there are several reasons, right, for businesses and individuals out there to use this blockchain, Bitcoin technology, right? The first reason, and it's the most obvious one, is the pesky middlemen, right? So every time we make a transaction, like between me and Adib here, who's like laying real relaxed here in front of everybody, right? He's like, you need a couch? All right? So between me and Adib, the Texas miner here, in the past, right, when I make a financial transaction and I need to send it to him, right, I have to go through my Chase Bank first, and then my Chase Bank will notify his bank. What bank do you use, Adib? Chase? Okay. So even though he's with Chase, they'll notify his account, and then they'll agree on it, and then we transfer it. In this case, it's because he and I use the same Chase Bank, right? That's very easy. But if he was to use like HSBC Bank or something, then my Chase Bank would have to notify his bank. They agree that the transaction's legit. I'm a real person. He's a real person to receive it. And those two pesky middlemen agree on it, and then they agree on the financial transaction, and then it gets completed, right? Now, those people, they don't do anything other than just take the money from my hand and then turn around and hand it to him, to his bank, and his bank hands it to him, right? So thanks to the blockchain and Bitcoins, we are able to eliminate the need for a middleman, all right? So most of the financial transactions that we do today, guys, we have a middleman sitting in between us, and by using the blockchain technology, we can eliminate that, right? The second use for blockchains in business and in people's personal lives is to be permissionless, right? So I come from Vietnam, and if you're from Vietnam and you want to send money to somebody in America, you have to get permission from them first, from the government, to send money outside the country. So we live in America where we're so used to sending money to whoever we want that we forget that there are other countries out there in the world that cannot just send money outside of their borders, right? So that's a huge hurdle for a lot of countries, and they cannot do business with people outside their own borders unless the government gives them permission to do so. So using Bitcoin and the blockchain technology, we have created a technology and a method to where we don't need permission from the government anymore to be able to transact with another human being on the planet, right? The other thing, too, is that it's censorship resistant, okay? If you guys are using the fiat currency, the US dollar, what happens is every time, right, the government does not like what you're doing, or the banks or the institutions, they have the ability to freeze your account. If you have used PayPal before in your business, there was a stretch there when the internet, people started doing business online, and they would just freeze people's accounts on PayPal, and there's nothing that you could do about it, okay? So because this Bitcoin and blockchains, we don't have that issue anymore, okay? So if a node wants to censor your transactions, you can just simply set up your own node, right, and then run the transactions yourself, all right? So reason number 4, okay, is for clearing and settlement. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you guys know that I put all my life savings, nearly all of it, into Bitcoins about 4 or 5 years ago, okay? And when I did that, it was not because it was a currency. A lot of people think that I did it because it was going to replace the US dollar, okay? If you guys have ever been, how many of you guys have been to San Diego? Right? A lot of you? How many of you guys have heard of San Diego? You see, there it worked one time. You said it didn't work. It worked. It worked, didn't it? Yeah. Okay. 2 more. Right? Okay, so what happened was when you go down to San Diego, they have the aircraft carrier, the USS Midway, And America is one of the few countries in the world that can build ships like that can go and just really mess up a city. Right? I mean, they park that aircraft carrier outside your city by the coast. They start launching missiles and aircrafts and all that stuff. Your city's going to be messed up, okay? And because America has about a dozen of those protecting the U.S. dollar, I do not foresee in my lifetime, okay, Bitcoin is going to take over the U.S. dollar anytime soon. It might take over the Zimbabwe dollar or something like that, you know. It ain't taking over the U.S. dollar anytime soon in my lifetime. So when I first got into Bitcoins, it was because of this right here. If you guys, how many of you guys have an account with like TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, or any of those, right? Okay. So I used to use those services, and whenever those brokerage services, and if you buy or sell a stock and you make money on it, it typically takes about 2 weeks from the time that you sell it and make the profit until the time that you can actually use that profit to go buy a cup of coffee or some food or some burritos or some tacos or Torchy's tacos down here, okay? So because of that, right, when I first saw when my business partner and co-host on our channel, the Honorable Grandmaster, LeonFu.com, okay? Oh, by the way, I got to send a shout out to LeonFu.com. He's probably watching this right now. He just, he couldn't, I got to text him that he couldn't make it. He tried to, but his daughter was just born just like, I don't know, less than like 20 hours ago. All right, so congratulations, Leon, right? So in his place, right, he sent his former coworker at Dell, Rupesh, raise your hand, Rupesh. I'm going to put you on the spot. Rupesh right there, right? Rupesh is what we would consider a badass Android software engineer, and he used to handle the Android side, and then Leon would handle the iOS side at Dell Computers, right? So he sent Rupesh here in his place, okay, to make sure I'm in place. Okay, so it was because of this clearing and settlement technology, guys, that I put everything into Bitcoins back then. And because of that, when Leon sent me the first fractions of a Bitcoin, right, I was sitting there on the phone with him, and I asked him, when can I send it back out? And he said, just give it a few minutes. I said, what do you mean? And then after about 10, 12 minutes, the transaction cleared. And then I go, wait a minute. And then I sent it back to him, and he received it, and he said, just give it a few minutes, and it'll confirm, and then we're good to go. And so I was sending it back and forth to him, and I couldn't believe that someone had invented a financial network where I can just send something to anybody. And then I asked him, I said, hey, what if I send this to somebody like in Cuba or in Vietnam or some communist country or something? He goes, it doesn't matter. As long as they have a phone or an internet or a laptop and they can download the Bitcoin client, they can receive it. And it just blew my mind that you can just send a financial transaction to somebody on the other side of the world, and in about 10 minutes, it would clear and settle, and they can use it and send it back out again. And I said, you know what? There's no way in the world that Wall Street is going to see this. When it takes them 2 weeks to clear a transaction, and they see this clear in 10 minutes, there is no way in the world they're just going to sit on their butt and do nothing about it, right? And that's the reason why I put my life savings into it. Now, guys, that is not to be construed as financial advice. I'm just sharing you what I did back then when I first encountered Bitcoins, okay? So the fifth reason, guys, is to tokenize ownership of a business, okay? Now, this is extremely important. How many of you guys have used the Exodus desktop wallet? The wallet? Okay. I'm curious, what are you guys using over here on your desktop? Miss? Okay, all right, cool. Okay, cool deal. How many of you guys are not using any wallets? Okay. Hardware wallets? Okay, all right, that's good. I want, okay, all right. So I just want to make sure, I'm like, where are you keeping your Bitcoins, in your back pocket? Okay, so tokenizing ownership of business, guys. So, full disclosure, guys, we invested into the Exodus wallet. So I'm talking about it, so there's probably going to be some type of conflict of interest there because we invested into the company and we're talking about it, okay? So back then, they just started, I think it was like 2015, early 15 or 2016. They came out, LeonFu.com showed me this wallet called Exodus, and I saw it, and I downloaded it, I opened it up, and I was like, wait a minute, this can't be for real. Either this is a joke wallet or this thing is the real deal. And I didn't have to read any tutorials. I didn't have to read any instructions. I just looked at the wallet and I immediately knew how to use it, right? And I said, man, this is going to be the wave of the future because they had their portfolio set up, the little donut, a graph and everything. And I said, you know what? This is not just a Bitcoin wallet. I'll bet you these guys are going to make it so that you can manage your blockchain assets and all your cryptocurrencies inside this wallet. And back then, it only had Bitcoin, Litecoin, and I think Dogecoin, those three. And then I said, I'll bet you these guys are going to add more to it. This is going to be the wave of the future. And then we found out that they were doing a Series A fundraising. So we contributed, our team contributed to it. So we have a stake or equity in the Exodus wallet, right? But the problem is we can't do anything about it. So we know that they've gotten hundreds of thousands of users. So we know that the value of their company has gone up 10, 20, 50x probably. I don't know what it is, but I know it's way more than what we originally put in. But can we do anything about it? No, well, there's nothing we can do about it because until somebody comes and buys them out and offers money for those shares that we own in that wallet service, we just have to wait. It doesn't matter how good the company is, we cannot liquidate our shares, right? So there's companies out there right now like Polymath, right, that are trying to tokenize businesses, the ownership of businesses, commercial buildings, all hedge funds, all kinds of different financial funds, right? Yeah, Polymath, okay? And full disclosure, guys, remember, anything I talk about, you can safely assume I have money in it, okay? So I don't know what else to say. It's like my lawyer said, everything you talk about, you got to disclose it to the public, all right? So each time I say something like that, I got to disclose it, okay, so I don't get in trouble, right? So what they're doing is companies like that, projects like that, they're looking to tokenize it. So I want you guys to imagine this. Take this whole building right here, and let's say that Crown Plaza wants to build a Crown Plaza in South Austin, and let's just say that this thing costs $1 million, just so the math is easy, right? And they decide they're going to issue 1 million tokens for it, and then we go in, and then we take the tokens, and then we have ownership of it. So you put up $10, you own 10 tokens of it, of this. And at any time, you can go into the exchanges or trade it with somebody else. You don't have to wait for somebody to come in and buy the whole project out for you to profit or benefit from the tokens that you own, the shares that you own in this, the portion that you own in this hotel when they build it. So that right there, I believe, is going to be the next big thing in cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology, is the ability for business owners, funds, financial firms to tokenize their projects, whether it's a tangible asset such as a building like this, or it can just be a financial product. So keep an eye out for those things like that, okay? And then there's other projects such as like T0 that's being started by Patrick Byrne from Overstock.com, and they're taking these businesses that are tokenizing it, and then they're allowing it to be traded on their exchange, okay? So now this is reason number 6 for using blockchains, guys, and Bitcoin. This is probably the #1 reason that, matter of fact, this is the reason why I helped to sponsor this event and put this event together, is because of this reason right here. So I believe, and not just me, but everyone on our team believes that with the invention of Bitcoin and especially with Bitcoin Private, now that Rhett is adding the Zcash technology, the privacy technology to it, and what I believe and our team believes is that having the ability to have a private financial transaction is so important, okay? When I make a transaction with Adib right here and I give him some cash, no one has to know about it. I give it to him, unless he tells somebody, the only 2 people that knows about it is the sender and the receiver. But right now, the way that our financial system is set up, it's designed so that every time we make an electronic transaction online, the government knows about it, the institutions know about it, and then if we send a transaction that's more than $10,000, then they have to notify all kinds of regulators, all kinds of financial institutions, right? And I don't like that. I don't like that. I recently got a call from a financial institution, right? And they were asking me if I was interested in taking some of the money that I had in my account and investing it into different products and services that they offered, And I did not like the fact, the conversation went okay until they mentioned that yeah, we noticed that, you have all these incoming transactions from Coinbase. Right? Now, how do you feel about that when somebody throws something like that out there at you? Right? Me personally, right, I grew up east of Houston, right, near Louisiana. I grew up in the projects out there. And one of the things that we do in the projects is we don't like it when somebody knows how much money we got, right? You don't go up to somebody randomly in the projects or in the hood and ask somebody, hey, man, how much money you got, bro? Right? It's none of your damn business. That's how much I got, okay? So what happens here, guys, and the reason why we don't want somebody to know how much money we have or how much we're making is because somebody can come with that baseball bat and threaten us, right? The guys that got robbed in the projects, guess why they got robbed? It's because everybody knew they had money, right? If nobody knows you have money, or nobody knows how much you're transacting, can they come with the baseball bat and threaten you? You know how like all these cryptographers, and they say, oh, this is, uncrackable, you need some quantum computer to crack it. No, you don't. I have some friends in very low places that have a baseball bat, and they'll come crack that private key very quick. Okay? So I'm going to not go too much into these threats and bribes. We actually brought a Regan. Please raise your hand, Regan. Say hello to Regan, everyone, right? So Regan is our lead privacy advocate, on our channel and our team. We have such a strong belief on this, guys. Me and Leon, we do the trading and investing on our channel. We talk about that all the time. But we have such a strong belief in a person's privacy rights that we brought Regan on full time to just broadcast about privacy. And I'm really honored to have her on our team, and she's the lead privacy advocate for Bitcoin Private. It's something that she believes in already, so it's a very natural process for her to transition into that role, okay? So we'll leave, Jake asked me to leave the Q&A at the end, correct? All right? How many you guys have seen Q&A before? It wasn't that good that time. Okay, so we have Jake. Okay, you're next, right? Okay.
You could have done it up on the screen.
Oh, if you guys want to follow us, there we are at cryptocurrency.market/newsletter. And then that's my Twitter, and that's leonfu.com's Twitter right there.